I started my last video off with the Declaration of Independence because this is my stance. But I remind you that it was many different races and creeds and genders of people that went through many tribulations and many trials to get us where we are today. Let's start over. Stop playing the same old thing. Let's start over. Yo, it's your girl. Hey, y'all, it's your girl, Mr. Ari X Usain. I'm back with another video. Alright, so today I decided that I'm gonna go on Instagram and delete all my followers, everybody I follow. Okay, you might say, why you just don't start a new Instagram account with a new Instagram name? Because my domain name is Ari Does It. That's who I am. Ain't nobody gonna take that from me. Like, the devil done stole a lot of stuff from me. He done stole family. He done stole friends. He done stole money. He done stole time. He done stole, try to steal my reputation. But we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness. Period, point blank. And so, for those people who are supposed to understand, they will. And for those who don't. This is why I supported. So, this is why I supported Donald Trump. If y'all don't know me, I went viral on TikTok for supporting Donald Trump. First, I'm going to insert the clip.
Americans try any reason to blame this man right here for their problems. Like, bald-headed people. People who've been bald-headed since birth. Your grandma been bald-headed. Her mother was bald-headed. Her mother's mother is bald-headed. Her mother's mother.
Well, I wouldn't call it viral, but that's how I started. I got like 9,000 followers, or a lot of followers, because I supported Trump because of his stance, not because of what he was, just because of his leadership. He had good leadership skills and just the way he carried America, and he did what he was supposed to do in the orderly fashion, the timely fashion, and that's what I like about him running the country. Period, point blank. I don't like this, and I'm not trying to speak on politics, so I'm gonna end that right there. So my spiritual, and you can also look at this as a testimony, my spiritual warfare is not just spiritual warfare, but if I didn't go through these things, I wouldn't know how these things actually work, because you can have knowledge and not have understanding. You can know stuff, and I said in my last video, you can know stuff and not have the full understanding of what you know. Or you can think that you know, but you don't know anything. And so, it was like a series of things that played out right before I went viral. Like the day before I went viral, ex guy, I prayed and went viral. And that's, maybe the devil was listening. He set up there and I went viral. I don't know. Or maybe God really just put his bid in. I don't know. But however the case may be, the next day, I ended up going viral. However, I had no direction. I'm not at all like a tyrant of America or trying to even be famous, because one thing about it is I don't like attention. I like excitement. I also enjoy like intellectual conversations and just having an understanding of things. And you know, lacking knowledge in certain areas will have you ignorant. Will make you ignorant of how to act or respond to certain things. And while you may be meaning another thing, you can say something totally different. And then on top of that, to be going through a spiritual awakening and, you know, deepening your spirituality and understanding things, or trying to understand. I did went viral because I was working at a market, and I'm not gonna lie, maybe let's just say I needed a storyline for a TikTok to go viral, because I knew I had it, because I had just ex-guy the day before. Can I go viral? So I needed a storyline. I had just got fired. I seen something that I didn't like, and it was like racially related, because the issue was that I was this beautiful black woman working at this market, and in New York City there's a lot of different races here, and like this is beautiful, a beautiful place to be. I'm not gonna lie, but for the most part, like, many of the races stick together with their own community. Like, so you'll see a neighborhood full of blacks, a neighborhood full of Hispanics, a neighborhood. That's just how I believe that it's been for a long time, and it keeps order. Me being a Philadelphia native, it was literally a culture shock for me. I'm not speaking against the city of New York at all. I'm not. I'm literally just speaking for me. But anyway, it was a culture shock. It was a culture shock, like I said, because Okay, so they have that is broken down because for good reasons or whatever reasons. I don't know if it's good or bad because that's not my area of study, and I don't care for it. It was just my experience and how I perceive things and being interpreted or viewed as something that I'm not. Mind you, all of these people had worked at this market were like people who were saying F Trump, and I was probably hired because I looked like I'm that, but then I wasn't, because I had a goal when I went there. My goal was to help them to get people out because they were being so slow eating potato chips at people who go there because it's a good location, or working people and just people who have stuff to do. And when I would go there, they would be eating chips and stuff. So I tried to add value, and because of it, I was depreciated because they saw something I wasn't. So these people were up here when Trump lost. They were hollering in the middle of the street, yes, we so happy, just happy that he didn't gain the victory that many Americans feel like he deserved. And he spoke on this plenty of times. He was saying that. I'm sorry that I recorded the video sideways, but before I say anything else, I'm gonna just into the clip that got me right here.
Some people understand how hard it is to be black. Today, well, not today, but I'm supposed to have gotten fired from my job for someone harassing me, and I gotta pay support. So apparently, Food Town corporations here in New York City, I don't want to call them racist because I don't like calling people racist.
So the truth is they were being racist, but I just didn't want to say it because I didn't want to be targeted, because I knew that I couldn't take that at the time. I had already been going through so much, but I did want to vent and get it out, okay? And so the algorithms picked up on it. They picked up on me, a breath of fresh air, just a fresh face and just the energy. And I know that it was going to happen, and then it happened, and then people knew, and it felt better. But then I had this anger towards black people just to be left alone from the rest of the black community, because, I feel but let me tell you, let me just say this before I go on. But when I got better understanding of the situation, I realized that the market is really just between, it was just like me at the time, in a place that I should, I wasn't where I needed to be, but I'm not where I could be or should be. Period, point blank. And the market is between neighborhood full of housing projects, and it's just the way things are set up. I'm not complaining, or I'm just saying it, what is coming through my eyes. So it's the way it's set up, because this is how I think, and I'm not apologizing for how I think. So the way it's set up is just okay, so it's people, a working class, and it's set up between working class and the lower class and poor. Well, not lower class, just poor, working class and poor people. And so it's not cheap at all to live in New York, not cheap at all to live in New York City. And so I seen the lack of respect for people who do work. And it was just like I said, people were eating chips behind the counter. They were up here bashing Donald Trump at the time, and that was just the people, and he was giving a good speeches about what he would do for the black community for our betterment if he was back in office. And I was just really upset about the stuff that they said it, and why they weren't voting for him, about making it just nasty comments and just doing nasty things. And then because of it, I feel like me being harassed, because what actually happened was I was a target because they felt like I was a target. They didn't want me to be no manager, but that wasn't the goal. The goal was to be a manager. I literally was just trying to pass time, make some extra money, and take care of my family. And I couldn't even do that peacefully because of where I was. But the problem with this market was, but they were being racist, and I have proof of this because I have screenshots and receipts of people who say that they are racist, and they only do tend to hire, white people and Hispanic people, because the owner Noah, they even gave me Noah's number. This is how real it was. I even got the one up. I even got Noah's number to address the situation, but I didn't know how to address the situation because Noah is, for those of you who need to know who Noah is the owner of the markets. Our market, he owns the market or whatever, and I got the number from, I'm not gonna say who because they told me not to say who, however the case may be. He ended up even being offended by a normal conversation because I was talking to him matter of factly and as a person of equal, and I was talking to him it wasn't right. I was literally being harassed. These girls refused to call me. They were literally picking on me. When I work, I come to work. I'm coming to do my job. It don't matter what the job is. I'm coming to do that job. Please don't talk to me or be nasty to me or be rude to me or try to do something like this. That's what work is. And then when we go on break, we could bust up. We could talk. We could do what we like to do. at work, I mean, at work. And so they were confused. Not everybody, people, they were just telling me how beautiful I was. I went to work there and stuff like that. And I was just like, because of my energy, like, I don't know, it was just a lot happening. And that's the point. It was a lot happening at the time in my life, okay? That's the fact of the matter. Besides that, I was having prenatal texts and taking Percocets, child. It's like, no, I'm not, never really did any heavy drugs, but, you know, I'm young. I experimented, and for good reasons, because it's a testimony. Don't let nobody take your deliverance or your testimony away from you. If you a day clean, or a day at your deliverance, you know, because the enemy is going to test you again. But if you a day out of whatever you came, a second out of, you was still delivered. God still delivered you in that moment. He delivered you from what you put yourself into in the first place. But I'm not going to nobody take my deliverance from me. So I don't care if I did snort cocaine. I don't though. I never did in my life. But I don't care if I did. And I did a whole mountain 4 weeks ago, and I said I was delivered. I'm delivered. And I'm using that for anybody else as an example who was fighting a spiritual battle. So anyway, I deleted my Instagram followers and the people that I follow because while social media is not important, it is a part of my reality. And like I said, the people who watch me, to belittle me, and to laugh in groups and sneer at, you know, my life and whatever it is that I have to endure whatever it is that I have to endure, period, point blank. I'm not about to get too deep because we all know, y'all hated on the God that was nailed to the cross for your transgressions, not his. So I don't really care to go that deep into it. In short, I deleted my Instagram because I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. My adversaries, they deleted their pages as a way to mock me, as if I'm speaking on them, and me speaking on them is like I'm to the ground. I deleted my Instagram because it's nothing to do the same thing over again, because God add value to things. That's when God, even if God don't create something, he still add value to it. That's a part of my next message. I'm not even going to take it there yet. I don't really have much more to say. I don't want to think if I had the wrong followers, the right followers. I don't want to care who's watching or anything. And at the end of the day, I just want to do things the righteous way, the way that I know is right, what's right for me, not about my feelings, because feelings are not what makes the world go round. Not about anybody else's feelings, but the goal of Instagram is to tell a story. And I wasn't telling a story. I was doing everything but that. And I was literally just falling victim to what's happening around me. And as a leader, it was disgusting. And I didn't know, in the past, I even tried to apologize and say several things different times, but this is what I want to say. Period, point blank. If you can't understand, you can't understand. If you can, you can. If you have questions, the comment section is always open on so many videos here. It's your girl, Mr. Ari X, Mr. Ari Usain. Remember, do what you gotta do. I love y'all so much. And thanks for listening.